Good morning. This is a video on how to put up the Kevlar hurricane screens on the lanai. We start at the east end of the lanai, which is the end that is close to the shower. And the screens are secured by fasteners at the top, and then fasteners at the bottom. There you can see those. The only tool that you need to do this is a flathead screwdriver, which you'll find in the red tool bag on the workbench in the garage. The screens, which will be stored in the garage, come in three gray nylon bags, and each of them are marked. So we'll start out with this one, which says East, number 1C, 3 of 3, and then we'll do the middle. The middle one comes next, and then the last is the West screen. Okay, this is the East screen taken out of the bag and unfolded. So you'll find on this panel in the lower left-hand corner, there's it says 1A, which is the East screen, and then down at the bottom it says bottom edge East. So the bottom is the side that has the silver buckles on it. Now, before we start hanging the screen, we have unscrewed the bottom fasteners, and there's a screw and then a lock washer, and we've just laid them here next to the holes into which they go, so that they'll be handy for us when we want to attach that part of the fastener. Okay, it's going to be helpful to get our little step stool out. This is in the garage right next to the utility sink. And we're going to start out by hanging the screen starting at the far east end. I usually just hang all the top ones first and then go back and hang the bottom one. Mary Beth is up there loosening those fasteners. You don't need to take these all the way out. These aren't fitted with lock washers. You just need to loosen them enough for the bracket to get behind it, maybe a quarter of an inch or so. Okay, so we've got the fasteners all loose on the top and on the bottom. We're ready to go ahead and hang the first screen. So I'm just picking it up by the top here. This is probably a little easier as a two-person job, but it can sure be done just by one person, which is what I'm going to do. So I've got the upper right-hand corner here, and I'm just going to slip that bracket right over the screw. So I'll do that again so that we get a close-up here. There's the screw. Here's the bracket. Just slips right over. That's all there is to it. You don't need to tighten it right now. Then I'm going to go down to the I usually do one in the middle. So here's one in the middle, and then near the end, slip it right over. Okay, and now I'm just going to go back and attach the rest of them and tighten them. Okay, I'm attaching the rest of them and tightening them. You do want to tighten them tight with a screwdriver. By the way, these brackets will work with, or the screws will work with either a flathead or a Phillips head screwdriver. I've got a Phillips right now. Okay, I've installed all the top brackets and tightened them securely. Now I'm going to do the lower brackets. So I've got the screw and the lock washer. These do not line up perfectly, which is okay. Put the screw in the lock washer through the bracket, and then you got to push it a little bit and get it into the hole, and then screw it down tightly. There we go. Okay.
That is not
That's
at all going to work.
I'm having to loosen this strap a little bit. There we go. Because I wasn't able to get it to seat in the hole. All right, I finally got this first one in and discovered that it needs to be it's a little bit at an angle, so you need to play with it a little bit to make sure that the screw is seated, and then you can, if you can tighten up that strap. We'll tighten them again at the end. All right, let's do the next one.
Not all of the screws here on the lanai, the tile portion at the bottom, are the same length. So you need to keep the screw and the washer near the one that the hole that it's going to go into. And there are a couple here at the end, at least the second one over, and the fourth one, I think, that you can't use the washer at all, we're finding, in order to get the screw to set. So that's the way it goes. We're learning as we go.